you doing? I'm good. Guess what? I only have 3 weeks of school left. Yep.
Okay, Lee.
Hey.
Aunt Kathy is crying because she said you think she's ugly.
I never said she was ugly.
What did you say then?
Stay there, baby. What I said was, did anyone tell you that you are beautiful today? And she said no. And I said, well, good luck with that tomorrow.
Why didn't you tell her she's beautiful?
What? Because they get in trouble for lying.
Oh.
Is it time for Mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom is coming. We'll talk more about this later.
Okay. It's time for my mom, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, okay? All right. I love you. Bye. Hey, everybody. I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Vicky King. Welcome to King Gone Crazy. Today, things that make you go, Here we go. Buzz Aldrin was trying to tell you.
About this, because this is fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does. I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No, you didn't.
What?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. So you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memories. Okay.
That's a legal name?
Let's talk.
Oh, now I see.
I want to be clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly, but fires have been started.
This is treason. This is treason. This is insurrection. This is rebellion. Period.
Sir, turn around. Look at what's happening behind you. It was never a mostly peaceful protest. We're not that dumb. We can see. Andrew Dawson, giant Nephilim cover-up. I remember this. Not too long ago, actually.
Andrew Dawson was just a regular TikToker that stumbled across something strange up in the mountains. It wasn't until he posted what looked like a giant that his channel blew up and started to get millions of views. Before the unexpected happened, he made a series of videos on his quest to find out what this mysterious creature was.
And it's not even there anymore, too. I just got stopped by like some CIA agent.
So they're extracting something out of here.
So that's the same beautiful. Hey! You might not see me post ever again. My videos weren't fake.
We only see one more video after this that shows that there's a potential military camp being set up. Sadly, this is his last, because he seems to disappear. But then his obituary is found, which says that he died on July 1st, 2022.
This really bothers me. So if I ever saw something, I think that I would keep it to myself. I wouldn't put it online. I think we all understand what actually happened to him. Rest in power, Anne Heche. Oh, this was terrible.
and then basically had him on a gurney. We weren't sure what the situation was there on his condition, but then as he made his way over to the ambulance, you see it right there, he jumps up out of that gurney. It was horrific, scary for a moment for everybody watching, and then the fire department, well, they had to sedate him and take him to the hospital. Right now, though,
they said she died on impact. How was she struggling to get off that gurney if she's dead? Oh, the airplane lady. Remember when she finally came on the internet, and I think she talked on TMZ. And it looked nothing like her. Nothing. Who is this lady? If that woman is Tiffany Gonzalez, who is this? Because it's not the same person.
But I am telling you right now, that back there is not real. Say whatever you want. I'm telling you, I'm getting the off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now, that back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to. And there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now, that back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Well, now all of a sudden they're talking about demon face syndrome, where you look at somebody and you see a demon face. And apparently it's happening to a lot of people. So is it actually a syndrome, or can we actually just see them now? I don't know. What do you think?
But then he slowed it way down. And it was so slow that you could almost see the air moving. Then you saw the driver take a gun and go like this and shoot Kennedy. And the bullet comes out of the gun this slow. Very, very, very slow. And it hits Kennedy in the head. And you see everything flying out of his head. And I'm thinking, this isn't the tape I ever saw before. So I said, is this a doctored tape? What's this about? And he said, this is the original one. And I said, no, you know. And he says, well, I'm going to show you the one that you've seen on the media. Now, the next tape is your typical one where the driver just keeps driving, never even flinches with the gun. And he stops the tape. And he says, look at the tree. And there's the top of a tree growing in air. And he says, this is the one that you're seeing on the media. And it's been doctored.
That's true. That tree was levitating almost from the editing.
He looked very, very intently at me and he said, nothing is as it appears to be. That tape was the last thing he did before I left. And it occurred to me that that was shown so that it would provide deniability for Robert Booth Nichols. He had to have doctored that, to have put half a tree in that film. So that, you know, my ability to see the truth or to report the facts kind of goes out the window when you start describing that film. especially if you say you believed it. I can tell you right now, I saw it. There's no question what I saw. But like he said, nothing is as it appears to be in this world, their world.
I've seen the tape close up, and it did appear that the limo driver did shoot Kennedy. Didn't he commit suicide? I think that's one of the things that they were talking about. If I'm wrong, I'll stand corrected. But I believe he did commit suicide. It's pretty messed up. Oh, this is about January 6th. Remember how they told us it was worse than 9/11? They just let them in. Like, we're too blind to see that. We know the truth. We watched it.
Touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley. Not one of them even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate. Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us in this building.
So that's what Jacob Chansley actually did. There were people on January 6th who committed violence. They have been arrested. Jacob Chansley did not commit violence. By the way, he was arrested. He's spending 4 years in prison. 1,000 people have already been arrested for that. And most of them did what Jacob Chansley did. They walked through what we used to call the people's house. And some of them are still in prison tonight. So you assumed that ugly story was over, at least the law enforcement component of it. But no, it's not over. It's just getting started. The Biden administration has identified 1,000 additional Trump voters for non-crimes that they claim took place on January 6th, mostly walking as Jacob Chansley did. In recent months, according to a story in the Washington Post, U.S. Attorney Matthew Graves, a willing tool of the Biden administration, has written to court officials, quote, alerting them that an additional 700 to 1,200 people may be charged stemming from January 6th. How many is that? Well, this will constitute the largest investigation in the history of the Department of Justice by an order of magnitude.
Can we charge Nancy Pelosi? After all, she was the ringmaster of all this.
This dragnet is so vast that prosecutors are warning D.C. jails and prisons will be overrun with prisoners. Prisoners you can, at this point, only describe as political prisoners. The Washington Post reports that, quote, in recent months, law enforcement and judicial authorities have engaged in discussions to manage this huge volume of January 6th cases without overwhelming the courthouse where pleas and trials are held.
Okay, it's been 4 years, and none of them have had a trial yet. We have the right to a speedy trial. 4 years and still nothing?
This is depraved and it's malicious. Keep in mind, it was just 2 weeks ago that we got thousands of hours of surveillance footage from January 6th, footage the government and the committee had hidden from the public and in some cases from these defendants and the prosecutions. They did this on security grounds. Those grounds were bogus. We proved that. The footage, when we saw it, proved the government had been lying about what happened inside the building on January 6th. And as we just showed you, they lied about Jacob Chansley, the so-called QAnon shaman. He was not the only one. But in the tape that we showed you just a second ago and 2 weeks ago, Chansley is seen walking around the inside of the Capitol with a police escort. Police lead him to the Senate chamber. Now, you were not allowed to see that footage because it painted a very different picture from the myth they had been force-feeding you on television for 2 years. Chansley's lawyers didn't see it, it turned out. The judge who...
Isn't it the people's house? We call it the people's house. But the people aren't allowed there, even when they let them in. That's weird. Oh, about the Lahaina fires. This is absolutely terrible. They got a one-time payout of what, $700 or $800 while we're sending all this money, billions, to Ukraine. Make that make sense.
Listen to this shit right here.
Like we were winning. We were keeping it at bay, keeping it off of the properties. The water shut off. Even the firemen that were patrolling couldn't refill their trucks.
What'd I tell you?
Fire just grew. The sparks started blowing over, and it just beat us in the end.
They shut the water off. How messed up is that?
I don't know. You're standing there with a hose, and there's nothing coming out, and you see the fire coming over, and you see parts of your house starting to burn. And you just feel you're kind of defeated at the moment. You're going, why? You know, we did everything, and all we could think of was, we have no water, we can't do anything. Jump in our cars and skedaddle, get out of town. And then come back in the morning and see the place all burnt down.
So I saw in another video that people were trying to get out of Lahaina, and they were turned around by the police. They forced them to go back. What's really going on?
I was concerned about his safety, and then as soon as I saw him in the car, like, he's home, that means that's not good. And he just said he lost the house. I was going to retire. I mean, I am retired, right? But now I've got a new life. So I need a new journey, a bend in my road. Makes you want to cry, you know?
Yeah.
Still love it. Still love it, and that's why you say, would you move to Honolulu? I mean, I could move to Honolulu, but it's the people and the climate. Like, it's beautiful up here. You know, and it'd be hard to leave.
Thank goodness Oprah's house didn't burn down, right? Minnesota state representatives are voting to buy and sell humans.
See this. This is unbelievable. 2 Timothy chapter 3 says there will be terrible times in the last days. We are in the last days. Watch this.
Yeah, I see the smirks from over there, the vile twisting of facial expressions. It offends you, doesn't it, to be faced with what you're standing for, I bet. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care how you feel about whether or not human beings should be bought or sold. I care about whether or not that's moral or immoral. I care about whether or not that's right or wrong. And if I were the last human being on earth to say it's wrong, I would stand with pride against everyone. But what makes me proud is the fact that I'm not standing alone. I might be in the minority in this chamber, but I'm on the right side of history. I'm in the majority of folks outside these walls who believe that we should not buy and sell human life. No. People who are for the buying and selling of people are going to have green dots next to their names up there in a few minutes.
They can't do this, can they?
Yeah. I love the laughs, the smiles, the casual disregard for the importance of what it is you're about to do. History is going to record it, and you're going to answer for it in eternity.
The clerk will take the roll on the bill. There being 68 ayes and 61 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to.
What kind of psychopath would vote yes on that? We have a bunch of psychopaths representing us. Scary stuff. U.S. Congress House passes bill to outlaw New Testament. What happened to religious freedom? So, I'm not a person that goes to church every Sunday. I believe in God. I do. To ban this is pretty serious. Wow. Why did they light up 3-strand DNA in a ceremony? Because they're lizard alien people. I don't know. I watched this and I didn't understand it. Does anyone know why this happened? I'm really confused. What are they cheering about? What is going on? Can someone please tell me if you know? That's all I have for this one, guys. I have so many questions. You can buy and sell a human now. They're banning the Old Testament. I don't get it. Well, if you could, give me a like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Till next time. Bye.